I don't think people truly understand how memory edits itself. We tend to think of our minds as perfect video recorders, capturing life with flawless accuracy. But the truth is far more complex and far more fascinating. We don't record life, we reconstruct it. And understanding that single fact changes everything about how we see our past. Every single time you access a memory, you aren't just playing back a file. Your brain actively rebuilds the moment from countless scattered pieces. It pulls fragments of sensory data. The smell of rain on hot asphalt, the texture of a wool sweater, the specific shade of the evening sky. It weaves in your current beliefs and feelings about the world, and about yourself. And most critically, it pulls from the last time you remembered it. This process is called reconsolidation. Each time you recall an event, the memory becomes temporarily fragile, like wet clay. During this brief window, it can be updated with new information, new emotions, or even subtle inaccuracies. When the memory restores, or reconsolidates, it's not the original version anymore, it's version 2.0. This means every act of remembering is also an act of rewriting. This memory drift happens constantly. Think about an eyewitness to a car accident. Their initial memory might be hazy on the color of the car, but after talking to another witness who confidently says, "It was a blue sedan," their brain might unconsciously absorb that detail. The next time they recall the event, the car is definitively blue in their mind. Or consider a cherished childhood memory of a birthday party. You might remember feeling pure joy, but then you see a photo where you look a bit sad. Your brain might subtly rewrite the memory to include a feeling of being overwhelmed, blending the original emotion with the new photographic evidence. Our memories are profoundly influenced by our internal state. Strong emotions act like a highlighter, making us remember the emotional core of an event, but often blurring the peripheral details. Our expectations also play a huge role. We are more likely to remember things that align with what we expected to happen, and social cues from others can subtly nudge our recollections in one direction or another, as our brains try to create a coherent, shared narrative. So, what happens when there are missing pieces? Our brains hate a vacuum. Instead of leaving a blank space, the mind often fills the gap with a guess, a plausible detail that makes the story feel more complete. This isn't a conscious deception, it's an automatic process designed to create a coherent narrative. Your brain prefers a useful, complete story over a fragmented, perfect tape. It prioritizes meaning over meticulous accuracy. This incredible feat is a team effort inside your brain. The hippocampus acts like a librarian, organizing the what, where, and when of an event and filing it away. The prefrontal cortex, your brain's executive storyteller, then interprets these facts, weaving them into a personal narrative that makes sense to you. And the amygdala, the emotional center, attaches feelings to the memory, coloring how you experience it each time you bring it to mind. This system, while efficient, is prone to predictable glitches, or cognitive biases. Confirmation bias leads us to remember details that support our existing beliefs. Hindsight bias makes us feel like we knew it all along, after an outcome is revealed. And source confusion is when you remember a piece of information correctly, but forget where you learned it. Was it from a credible news report, or something a friend casually mentioned? In our modern media era, this is amplified. The endless scroll of curated photos and carefully crafted captions constantly primes our recall. We see a friend's vacation post captioned, "Best trip ever," and our own memory of that shared trip might subtly brighten, editing out the part where you argued over directions or got a terrible sunburn. This is why disagreements over past events can be so frustrating. When you and a friend argue about who said what, it's rarely a simple case of one person lying and the other telling the truth. More often you have two sincere people, each accessing their own unique, reconstructed version of the event. Both memories feel completely real and accurate to the person holding them. It's not a lie, it's a glitch in the reconstruction. So what's the fix in a world of editable memories? First, pause. When a conflict arises, resist the urge to immediately defend your version of the past. Second, check for evidence. Look at old text messages, emails, or journal entries. Write things down with timestamps and add context to your photos. Instead of asking leading questions like, "Don't you remember he was angry?" Try neutral ones. What do you remember about his mood? Most importantly, give your brain and others the space to be wrong sometimes. acknowledge that memory is imperfect. Our minds are not archives, they are storytellers. They are constantly working to build a past that is useful, meaningful, and coherent, even if it isn't perfectly factual. By understanding this, we can approach our own past with more curiosity, and our disagreements with others with more compassion. Minds edit, facts help correct the cut.